Hey there, welcome to this video tutorial. In this video, we'll be deciphering the fundamentals of fractions. Now, what is fraction? Fraction is a representation of a part of a whole. So what does this mean? Let's say you have a rectangle cake, and this cake is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 portions, and you decide to give 1, 2, 3 portions of this cake to your friends or to your siblings. So what fraction does is to keep record of the cake that you had and the cake that you've given. So this portion is the given, and the 5 is the initial number of cake that you had before giving it to your friends. Initial number. So to represent this number in a fraction, you can say 3/5. So with that said, let's talk about the part of a fraction. Part of fraction. And let's take the same example and label its part. We have 3/5. So this 3 is called the numerator. The line, that is this line right here, is called the fractional line. Fractional line. The 5 is called the denominator. With that, now let's talk about the type of fraction that you need to know. The types of fractions. Now, there are 3 types of fractions that you need to know. The first type is the proper fraction. The proper fraction. The proper fraction. In a proper fraction, you have the numerator greater than the denominator. So an example of that is 4/7, 5/12, 6 over, let's say, 9. So this is a proper fraction. So you cannot utilize all the number of cake, or you cannot issue out or give to your friends all the cake that you have. It's always some that would remain with you. So in this case, like in example 1, we had 7 portion of cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only utilized, we gave out to our friends 4 portion. So we can represent that as the above, 4/7. So the next type of fraction that we have is the improper fraction. Let's go with this color. Okay. The improper fraction. The improper fraction. In an improper fraction, the denominator is always smaller than the numerator. So an example of that is 3/8. So this is the denominator, and this is the numerator. I know you might be wondering, why do we have 8 on top and 3 on the bottom? So what does this mean? Let's say you have 3 units of cake. Unit 1, you had 3 portion, 1, 2, 3. Unit 2, you had 3 portion, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Unit 1, unit 2, and unit 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So improper fraction would help us utilize a cake or share cake from this box, box 1, box 2, and box 3, while using the same denominator, because in each of these boxes you have the same number of cake. So in the above example, we issue out 8 cake. So we issue out box 1, all of box 1, all of box 2, which is 6, 7, 8. So we use these 3 because in all of these 3 boxes we only had 3 number of cakes in them. So that is where improper fraction comes in. It helps us explain all of the cake without writing too many numbers. And the last but not the least type of fraction is called the mixed fraction. The mixed fraction. In a mixed fraction, we have a whole number plus a fraction. So I have a whole number, let's say 1, 2 over 3. And this fraction could be a proper or an improper fraction. It doesn't really matter. So a mixed fraction takes a whole number. Let's say you have a whole cake, unit of cake, plus, that is not divided, plus 3 plus 3 other cakes, but you only utilize 2, which is a proper fraction. So you're gonna add this whole plus this proper fraction, and you end up getting a mixed fraction. I think to add one more is a whole fraction. Just so this makes more sense to you. In a whole fraction, you have a whole cake and utilize all. So it's going to be 1 over 1. So you had 1 cake and utilize all.